Picture this: one signature, one sleepless night, and the cost of imported steel and aluminum in the United States rockets from stiff to downright brutal 50%. That July jolt from President Trump was supposed to fire up America's mills, but by August 1st, a fresh 35% levy on Canadian metals outside USMCA turned a policy push into a full-blown trade war no one saw coming. Canada's response? Prime Minister Mark Carney didn't shout, he swerved. Trains that once rumbled south now rolled east and west, contracts rerouted to Europe and Asia, and a billion-dollar clean tech spree lit furnaces across Ontario like a row of sparklers. Detroit felt the chill instantly. Assembly lines paused, and Alberta tightened the pipeline spigot. Make no mistake, this isn't just about steel. It's a tectonic power shift shaking every corner of North American manufacturing. Tariffs meet turmoil. The plan was simple: punish uncooperative partners, revive Rust Belt pride, and, according to the White House, curb fentanyl trafficking. Carney dismissed that claim as fantasy, yet markets were already panicking. In 2 weeks, spot prices for hot-rolled coil shot up to $900 a ton, a $150 spike blindsiding Ford, GM, and Stellantis. Each F-150 guzzles roughly a ton of steel, and Canada had been feeding Detroit 12 million tons a year. Suddenly, that lifeline snapped. Purchase orders vanished, railcars sat idle, and by mid-July, Ford's iconic River Rouge complex had 2 stamping lines. Wall Street twitched. The SP sagged 3/4 of a point, and traders coined a new buzzword: the metal recession teaser. North of the border, though, Hamilton's stacks hissed with renewed purpose. Ottawa wasn't pouting, it was plotting. Within 48 hours, Canada greenlit a sweeping program to swap coal-fired behemoths for electric arc and hydrogen-ready furnaces. Clean tech met cold strategy, and Carney layered on another chess move: a flat 25% duty on Chinese steel, plus strict quotas for any non-FTA imports. Translation: Canada refused to be a dumping ground. Better yet, public infrastructure dollars were fenced off for Canadian-made steel only, turning government budgets into domestic job engines powered by abundant hydro and nuclear electricity. Europe noticed fast. With the EU's 2026 carbon border adjustment looming, buyers scrambled for low-emission supply, and Canadian steel, 93% emissions-free, sailed through the new rules. Suddenly, that maple leaf logo meant premium pricing and priority berths in Rotterdam. This isn't protectionism, it's positioning, Carney bragged, and he wasn't wrong. What started as a tit-for-tat tariff volley morphed into a clean tech arms race, and the US was lagging at the starting line. Back in Michigan, the bleed was real. Ford's CEO warned Congress the new tariffs would torch too. $5 billion this year alone. Every minute the F-Series line ran, 6-figure losses piled up. Dealers jacked sticker prices by $2,000 overnight. Mexico-built SUVs climbed as much as 25%, and customers across the Midwest felt the squeeze. Beyond autos, Texas drillers ran short of pipe when Canada diverted inventory to its own energy patch. Some crews were literally cutting up old stock to keep rigs humming. On Capitol Hill, a bipartisan cast begged Ottawa to ease the so-called metal blockade. Carney answered politely, but offered only token quotas. His message: cooperate on climate goals or open your wallet wider. While Washington scrambled, Ottawa rewrote the map. A new Made in Canada mandate locked domestic steel into every federally funded bridge, rail spur, and housing project. Provinces piled on, insisting pipelines down to the smallest valve be poured in Ontario. Export math flipped almost overnight. The US share of Canadian steel sales slid from 75% to 68% by May 2025, as mills inked longer-term deals with the EU, Japan, and India under the glow of carbon credits and CBAM exemptions. Ottawa stayed inside USMCA's letter, but the spirit? That door was closing, and quickly. On factory floors, the anxiety was palpable. In Windsor, Canada's Motor City fourth-generation line worker Kristen Eaton described a powder keg mood, déjà vu of 2008's collapse. Manufacturing is 19% of Windsor's livelihood. One tariff swing froze expansions, trimmed overtime, and rattled small suppliers from Hamilton's mills to London's weld shops. South of the border, furlough notices hit plants that hadn't diversified supply. Younger workers with fresh mortgages felt the fear first. Families along the Detroit River, who once waved at each other over pay stubs, now wondered if they'd soon be on opposite sides of a widening economic moat. So what's the verdict? Was Trump's double down a masterstroke of leverage or a steel trap snapping shut on his own supply chain? Canada's gambit shows how quickly a middle power can sprint ahead when cleanliness becomes currency. Detroit now faces a 1-2 punch. High input costs at home and looming carbon tolls abroad. Meanwhile, Canadian coils slide through European ports toll-free and profitable. Ottawa didn't retaliate with bluster. It answered with structure, strategy, and a greener vision that plays both to ethics and to the bottom line. Your turn. Should the United States keep raising tariff walls or pivot toward cleaner, globally competitive production? Will Detroit reinvent itself before the damage cements? Do workers really win when trade guns start firing, or do they just duck the ricochet? Let us know in the comments. If you found value in this breakdown, smash that like button, subscribe to Global Pulse, and ring the bell, because the next seismic shift in trade might be hours, not years, away. Thanks for watching, and keep exploring the stories that shape our world.